Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the NFP live trade. It's the 6th of January. It's just gone 20 past 1 GMT, which is just gone past 20 past 3. Where I am, my name is Russell. I'm a senior market specialist at FXCM. My email address r@fxcm.com. Just going to bring up our disclaimers. Here's the high risk investment warning. This is 2 months behind. Good grief. All right, it should be the 6th of Jan. Needless to say, this is educational only. So just be aware of that. I'm going to bring up our market commentaries disclaimer. I've got two screens, so if I'm not looking at the camera, as always, I'm just looking between screens. And references, MarketScope 2.0, FXCM.com, and TradingView.com. So I'm going to use the FXCM calendar. We'll see if this is going to help us. What you can see is that the non-farm payrolls, okay, is on this calendar 220,000. Okay, and we want to see if it is above that. The worst number is 235, I think. So they're expecting slightly higher. We'll just have to see how it works out. I'm going to have TradingView open. I'm just taking a look at the real rate. I'm looking at it on the half hour. Probably go down to the, let's go down to the 5. So we'll just keep a look at the real rate. We've got the US dollar underneath. The reason I'm looking at the US dollar on TradingView is because I don't have access to it on my live account. Janetta, my pleasure. Thank you everyone for joining. Let's just run through the methodology. I think everyone's sort of familiar with it. We're going to go for 20 pips. Okay, so our take profit is going to be at 20 pips, and our stop loss is going to be at 20 pips, okay, which gives us a 1-for-1. Okay. 1-for-1 risk reward. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and trail the stop, okay, so that if we do get stopped out, it's going to be less than 20 pips. So that's really the that's probably the majority of the time is spent trailing the stop loss. Last month we got hit on that 20 pip. Just had no way of trailing it. We'll see if we can trade it this time. All right. Can I just double check? By the way, I haven't asked. You guys can see my screen. You can see me and you can hear me, right? I should have asked that earlier. Just give me. Okay, cool. All right. We're not going to put on the position. We're not going to put on the position until after the non-farm payrolls are out, and we're going to wait to see which way we spark. Do we spark to the upside? Do we spark to the downside? And if we spark to the upside, we're going to try to catch correction. If we spark to the downside, we're going to try and catch the correction. So in effect, looking to buy the dip or sell the rally based on the initial impulse. The idea here is good news is bad news. What I mean by that, it means if there is good news with the number, in other words, more jobs have been created in December than forecast, well, that's going to give the market, it's going to prompt thinking that the Fed is going to have to be aggressive. And if the Fed has to be aggressive, we're talking about raising interest rates aggressively. That being the case, we should see the real rate spike up. Okay, we should see it spike up. And if we see it spike up, we should see the US dollar spike up. Okay. On the other hand, if there is a miss to the downside, we should see the real interest rate spike to the downside. and we should see the dollar follow. In terms of what we're going to be trading, we're going to be trading euro, US dollar. This is a live trade on a live account. It's going to be a fairly small position, just to be transparent with you. So nevertheless, there is an audience. So even if the 20 pips is hit, it still stings because of the factor that there's an audience. Nevertheless, if the stop loss is hit, it comes off a real account. If the take profit is hit, it is going to come off it's going to go into a real account. Okay, we've got 30 seconds. We've got 30 seconds, and let's see if we can make some money here. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, so there's a spark down. Oh, no, there's spark up. Only piling into euro. Gee, this is piling into euro. So it must be a miss. Let's see if we can figure that out. Gee, look at the selling tails here. My system's not the fastest it's ever been. Okay, we've got 223 coming in. The whisper number was 235. All right. Let's just go back to the chart. This is going to be a tough trade. Look at this. The market doesn't quite know what it wants to do. That's the neck. Let me just bring this one up. You can see there's a selling tail to the up, a buying tail to the bottom. It's going to be. We take a look at the hourly chart. We're on S1 support here, selling tail. Interesting. Bear with me a moment. Just want to see if I can get more data out here. Should actually close that screen down. Here's the euro yen. Right, so money moving sideways at the moment. Okay, I'm looking for more information. We've got 223. Okay, so this is a non-farm payrolls 223, unemployment coming in at 3.5, participation slightly up. Now this is the earnings, okay. So the wages are slightly down. It was expected to be 0.4, came in at 0.3. Inflation's actually moderated somewhat. Year-on-year earnings 4.6 as opposed to 5. That's why we are seeing money move the euro, because the inflation has been somewhat subdued. All right. This is going to be a very tricky trade indeed. You've got this, open this up. You've got a completely neutral picture as far as I can tell. Besides this blue candlestick here, you've got a big selling tail. You've got a buying tail. This is a it's uncertainty. The market's not quite sure what to make of the number. It does as if the euro might catch the bid here, and that's because inflation somewhat subdued. Okay, but let's just see if we can get. I'm going to take this as the impulse over here, and we're going to look to see if we can get on some sort of correction. The assumption here, yeah, it's very confusing. To be honest, this is a very, very confusing price action. The idea here is there is a moderation in wage inflation. That's pretty big. Okay, there's a moderation in wage inflation. That's pretty big, and that moderating. Remember, that's what the Fed is really worried about. Worried about the wage inflation. Okay. This is terrible price action here. There's no real impulse. This is one of the strangest candles on a non-farm barrel. Big amount of uncertainty here. Okay. All right, we've got a potential reference candle here. Potential reference candle, we've got 3 seconds. Okay. Another 4 seconds. So a whole lot of resistance here. Okay, we're looking now for the reference candle, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we want this candle to the right to close above the reference candle's high. Got 7 seconds. I don't think it's going to make it. Hmm. Another 10 seconds here. Thirty seconds. All right, we've just gone long. There's our take profit. There's a stop loss. We've got just this ton of resistance between this entry and this take profit. It's a very difficult trade. This candle is just making it seem like it's a very difficult trade. We've got a gap here, which is potentially showing that there is some buyer excitement. But we'll have to wait and see if that's true or not. Okay, we're 8 pips in. There's resistance. Okay, we want this guy to get here, right? 14 seconds. Okay, we're going to lock in some profit here because it's over resistance. See, there's resistance right here. Another 7 seconds. Here we go. All right. So our take profit was hit. So this is a live trade or live account. So the idea here is, I think the moderation in that wage inflation is largely driving the market. Also, what I suspect is happening is the dollar has been fairly strong over the last few days. And I think, so here you can see the euro is coming down relative to the, so I think there's profit taking as well. So a lot of traders would be taking their positions now, will be banking the profits because of that moderation in inflation. So I think that's effectively what's happened there. All right, that brings us to the end of this live trade. It was a nice, smooth one, much smoother than last month, I'm happy to report. I shall put this on Telegram. If there's any questions, just go ahead and type those in. Any questions, just go ahead, type those in. It was a very confusing price action. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. Thanks very much, guys, and have a good weekend. Chat to you guys next week.